get these measurements? You said you're taking the measurements, you said micrometer, which I think is a thing to measure, but how would you measure, like, for instance, like Grimlock's ball joint or whatever? And how do you take that and get it converted to start a 3D CAD?
Yep.
And you just type in 5 millimeter.
It's like a pincher that pinches on each little
Yeah,
part.
pretty much.
Yeah, they're
Don't use a ruler, that works horrible.
I'll ask you anyway.
So, yeah.
When someone produces multiple designs on Shapeways, like I don't know if you've heard of them, Fake Buster on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Anybody else heard of him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like the guy who got that stuff at Starscream Hands.
Yeah. And he's been knocked off quite a few times too. But how like when people, because I know a lot of people buy the stuff he has designed. Does he make any money off of that, or when you produce stuff like that, do you make any money?
Sure. When you're on Shapeways, you as the designer get the option to set how much money you want to get paid for it. Now, the reality is when you put up something like those Starscream hands, they're going to tell you this is going to cost $40 a pair to produce before you make any money. And it comes back down to what I was talking about before, where you guys have some expectations about what you think things should cost, rightly or wrongly, based on how much production really costs or whatever. You guys are willing to pay a certain amount, and that's what you're willing to pay. So Fake Buster's got to decide, do I want to get 50 sales and make 50 cents on each, or do I want to get one sale and get 20 bucks from that? And I know he makes very little money per piece. I think he often says he makes a bag of chips worth of profit on each piece he sells. So it's thin margins, and I'm kind of in the same boat even on my own machine. I get a little bit more margin because I'm doing all the production myself, and the material's a little cheaper, but still there's a ceiling beyond which, you know, I'm not making $100 on a figure.
Yeah, and that's I wouldn't even want to know what you were making if you like paid yourself for your
No,
time.
forget that.
22 cents.
Well, I mean, all the positive in though, the cool thing is these guys that are doing it may be making pennies, but they really like what they're doing, and they're doing it because, hey, this is cool. I want to make this, and then I want to offer it to whoever. So, pros and cons.
I can tell you, like with the land sharks, my partner did all the heads and guns and bases and did all the reproduction, and I did all the painting. And like we did it in waves of 10, and when I actually took the time to see how much time I was putting into each one, painting each one, it broke down to about 11 hours a figure. And after cost, I think we were both working for 64 cents an hour. So if you're in the third-party business to make money, just go to Walmart, wave to people when they come in, give them the shopping cart, it's way more. Yeah. Get that island.
We can try and take some questions at the end, but he's got a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, it's time, who wants to see some pictures? So yeah, after this, we can talk about customs if anybody's interested in that.
Yeah, and we can always take it online if everybody's here.
So, allowing pictures of these? Did you get permission for that?
Yeah, this was all contributed by the designers or the company, and some of it's stuff you've already seen, some of it's stuff that they offered some new information on.
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
Dude, you got it down.
These are good for me, man.
So, a lot of this stuff, like I don't have like the verbiage of this because we put this together in like 72 hours. So what we're looking at now is some made in Japan. You guys familiar with made in Japan? We did a lot of awesome resin work. Now we started to be able to get like full production runs from molds. This is going to be his Inferno kit. It'll be available for the American United and the Artfire.
Yeah, which I had the prototype of this. That's good stuff.
And then
got a kit for grapple, right? So I'm not sure how they're packaged, if they're coming together, I don't know, but it doesn't really need. And this is also made in Japan. He's doing the these are for the classics, like Datsun Brothers. We don't know what the final colors are, but they're like a pretty big size. And they're supposed to come in a 3-pack, so you're not going to have to buy one at a time. You just get all 3 in one shot. Black for proud. Who saw this from Making Pen? You guys see this?
Yeah.
It was awesome, right? Getting mass produced means it's going to be cheap. You're not going to have to wait for 10
But you might want to get a bludgeon really
Oh
soon.
yeah.
Go find a new dealer.
My partner actually bought the last display piece at Dallas last year, and I was standing right there. It looks cooler in person. Is the crazy thing. So that's all made in Japan. That's all getting produced in significant numbers, which should keep the cost down. But I don't know. Did anybody see this? TFCon? There's the alt mode.
Which company is this?
That's Planet X. Yeah. And from what I understand, they're going to do all 4 of the missing Fall of Cybertron Dinobots between Deluxe and Voyager size over the next year. This will be the first one. In robot mode, I'm told he's a little smaller. He's kind of on the deluxe end because so much plastic.
He's about up to here.
Yeah.
So he fits in good.
The sludge will be a little bigger. He'll probably have a bigger ticket, but like between Voyager and like a small extra class, they should be awesome. You guys ever get any of these?
Yep.
All right.
I haven't eaten lunch yet.
Original recipe.
Not been warned.
This is their. I wish I knew the name. You can't call it what it is. But you guys know.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
So that's cool. I'll have all of those. Yeah. These, just to get that to work is awesome. So the long wastedness, you know what I mean? Just deal with it. That's all. All right. These guys actually didn't have anything new to show us except that the cannons will be included. This is unique toys. If you guys, I don't know which boat you've jumped on from I jumped on all of them. My wife collects cows, so I had like $400 worth of inbound third-party tantrums. I'll be able to really compare tantrum. I don't know what they're about. And the sword is going to be awesome. But the reason they sent the picture really is because apparently there's a rumor going around that they're not releasing the last 2 that, for some reason. Anyway, that's like some internet thing.
Probably the competitors.
Might have been, but they said they are coming out and they're coming out quick, so that's this is another contribution to give an update. I saw that it was on Facebook, but is anybody familiar with these 2 kids?
Yeah.
You know that they're no longer coming with the trailer.
Yeah.
Well, for now.
For now, right. First they're gonna do the armor upgrade for the 2 guys, and then they'll figure out a way to do the trailer. I don't know what the problem was, but I really like the armor. It sucks about the trailer. That's the frustration. So, but they did say it would be later, and no information on when later is. So, anybody get these things? Ooh, put your eye out.
So it looks like we got 7 minutes or 6.
There's the Dr. Wu rifle. Yeah. For the IDW cover of Springer. These are just scrap.
Take questions.
Nice scraplet, bad scraplet. He's gonna do something like on Facebook or on the forums, and people are gonna he's gonna count on people whether or not to make this. So if you see something about it and you want it, tell him, because he's like undecided if there's even like a market for them. They're adorable. I want like 30 of them. This is the same thing. These are, that's not masterpiece, that's for classics, right? There's a classic set currently out that looks really good. So again, they're not gonna move forward with it until they get feedback and make sure it's something people really need or want. But it will come with a display stand and all that stuff. But yeah, it's not masterpiece, that's for the deluxe speakers. So, this, who got the little Legends Prime with the little roller?
Yeah.
That.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be tiny, right? But it's Prime with a trailer, so you have to buy it. You have no choice. This was not supposed to be on the internet last Thursday.
Oh.
It was, but it wasn't supposed to be. This is X2 Toys, and apparently there will be a like mid-prime kit to this, so you'll have Orion packs, and there'll be some selected armor you can put on that pack's figure that will make them young Optimus, right? So like a G1 head or face, and then you'll be able to make them like a full-blown Prime and look more G1-y. So that's kind of cool. They didn't get a picture of that. Anybody want to guess? Same scale as the Generation Metroplex rifle, right? It's supposed to look very, very similar. It will transform into 6-gun, right? So make a little robot. So if you have to settle for the American version, you only get one gun. It's cool, because the other gun will turn into all that extra stuff, and it won't look all fuzzy like it.
That's a bad 3D print.
Like a huge box full of those.
These were bad pictures. There was some concern about showing pictures of an unreleased foist figure, but this is an upgrade from X2 Toys. It makes them more G1-y. The pictures are junk, but you get the idea. It actually looks really cool on the non-solid burning robot. I only included this. This is a knockoff. I know everybody has mixed feelings about knockoffs. Right? I don't really condone knockoffs, but in this circumstance, this is a really expensive G1 figure to get. Right? So a lot of collectors are not going to have the opportunity to get an original Browning. And these are supposed to be really, really nice. So that's the guy that's going to have them. They're reasonable. Like you can't buy a new Browning for $50.
You can't buy an original knockoff Browning for $50.
Exactly. So I'm not saying knockoffs are good, but if that's your thing, these are supposed to be really nice. I'm not going to dwell on it. This is a kit from a guy named Zenith Forge. It's like some War for Cybertron Grimlock upgrades. I don't really know. There's like a back piece. I don't really know if it's all coming in one kit. I know there's a head and a back piece and a sword. That's that fills in that stupid belly cavity. There. Yeah. So that should be coming out soon. That's mass produced. There's a sword. I'm sure you can poke your eye out with that. And you can always tell what's breathing around inside. It's all grainy. Like, there's a I don't remember the guy's name. This is all Zenith Forge stuff, but that looks really awesome. I want that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be huge. Like he said, it's gonna be like 5 inches long.
So,
Yeah. So that was cool. And it's gonna come with a new head, so I don't know which prime it goes to. Yeah, it'll also come with a full neck piece, so you can put the new head on ball joint, so you can move around. This is the one I thought was most awesome.
Oh, man. That is sick.
They don't have the Breastmaster Partners modeled completely, but they are doing the Breastmasters. It may release one little partner at a time. They may release them all together. Like, go to Target and pick up that previously useless repaint. That's awesome. And again, this is all Venus Ford stuff.
It's even got the eye gouge down.
All right. The last thing I got in here, this is also from Zenith Forge. They're going to make the crossbow and the quiver and the sword for this generation's toys that's coming up. But they said they're going to make the crossbow fire really hard. Like they said, like the arrows will stick in drywall. Do not buy this for your kids. Don't collect them. Whenever if they can get it out, like you can't even get that on a plane. You know what I mean? TSA will tase you for that. All right, that's it. That's all I got.
We had 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Anybody want to talk about some customs? Or whatever you had.
I actually did want to ask a question though. I've seen Overlord line from BTS for quite a while as far as the development of that. Any ideas when they're going to actually have that out?
I don't know. I really don't know. That's a big product. That's going to have a big price tag. I don't know what BTS's situation is. I've never talked to them. I think it's an awesome design. I think people would buy it. You know, there may be a little hesitation from some people, but it's an awesome design. I had no idea if they're actually going to make it. I hope they do. It looks great. I don't know.
But I will say now that there are masterpiece non-diamond for anyone who's interested.
Yeah. They're going to be awesome.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty sick.
Do you think the future of the 3D market, is it going to be add-ons or is it going to be completely figures in the long?
Add-ons. That's my guess.
Yeah, I don't see next year. I don't see a figure hitting your shelf without an add-on available for pre-order before you can buy the figure. I mean, every single figure that comes out is going to have an add-on from somewhere, and you should buy it.
Yeah, do you all feel like the market's getting a little mature and it's getting pretty crowded to try to bring your idea to market, knowing that, I mean, like I think the 3 Charticons at once is pretty interesting. And I'm just not sure. I think it's great, but I mean, can we sustain that, or do you think there's going to be a shakedown, or?
I think people like options.
Yeah,
You know, if you don't like one King, you've got 3 to choose from, and as third party continues to explode, you're going to have more options. So.
My solution as a designer has been to go to 80s deep cut. So up here we've got a GoBot, because everyone else making GoBots.
Oh, there you go.
He's also going to be available in his tank flavor, E-Man Landshark flavor, Sawboss flavor, and a few others. So as techniques and availability becomes more widely available, there is the option to make the more niche items that not everybody's looking for, but the people who want it will have the option to get it.
And from an artist standpoint, it forces creativity. You can't just rely on the tried and true things. You really have to start pushing the envelope of where you want to go.
Did you make a Sawboss?
Yeah. He's going to transform into a robot.
Wow.
Does anybody know who Sawboss is?
Yeah.
One,
Jason.
2 guys.
Will-
Jason the
Wheel Lord?
Jason,
Live sales. I might be able to buy lunch after those sales.
Okay, if you guys don't know what Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors is a show in the 80s that has the best opening theme song in the history of cartoons.
No.
I'm dead serious.
Man.
It's good stuff. I can see it.
Well, do you guys want to talk about customs for 5 minutes? All right, any questions? So you're going to go back there.
So what's the hardest thing you've had to design up to this point?
Is that particularly talking to me, or?
All four of you, if you want to answer the question.
My first big thing was a 28-inch transforming G.I. Joe Rolling Thunder Optimus Prime based on the Don Figueroa. So that was a huge undertaking. And I learned a lot.
Produce it!
I would say tank here is my most ambitious project yet. It was a full figure, no parts from anywhere else from the ground up, and that was definitely a wonderful learning experience.
But back in my day.
Alternators would do it.
Yeah, really. One of my signatures is actually paint style, and at the time when I was doing customs, I was very much confined to my environment, and alternators were the rave, and I really wanted cars to look slick, and that was very difficult to do with paintbrushes. So I had to come up with a technique to do that. You know,
I can't paint brushes like that. I don't know how you do those big surfaces.
man.
Right.
Monkey Prime.
Monkey Prime? Yep. You guys see the Monkey Prime? Let's see, the hardest one. Okay,
Dinobots.
I want to do a Magnabox, he's awesome. Like, I got a first edition bulkhead like 6 years after everybody else, right? I already bought the RID one, so it was worth like no dollars. So the hardest thing I had to do was try to turn that into a custom that somebody wanted. And I turned it into the most adorable, chubby Omega Supreme. He was precious. Somebody really had. So that was hard, like just trying to figure out what can I do with this figure. That can be really hard because the hard work's done sometimes for a lot of the stuff that I do. You know, like light custom work. You know, you some retooling and some paint. The real designers already did the complexity of the transformation. I mean, that's the bulk of the work. That's the genius in it. I just put paint on stuff and cut it out.
Does anybody have any questions about paint or?
How do you do the metal stuff? I'm sorry, go ahead.
What would you recommend in paints? Because sometimes with parts you have moving and sliding, you don't want something real thick and it's going to scratch up, but you still want something nice.
Anybody here?
How do you find that?
Anybody here? Well, my start was in cars. I'm a custom painter for automotive industries. So like Porsche, cars and bikes. The thing is, paint sits on the surface. Look at your car, you got rock chips, you get scratched. Paint can't come off. That's the one thing. My paint never comes off. You're lying. It does. It can if you mess it up. The biggest thing is your prep work. 90% of your prep. If you got joints that are going to be rubbing, you have to sand them down to make room for paint again. Start building up the layers. So a lot of just prep work.
If you really want to do customs, don't use crummy paint.
No.
You know, invest in some decent paint. You don't have to go out and buy $20 bottles of paint, but you know, don't go to Walmart and buy the cheap crap junk. So invest in some good paint. On TFW 2005, there's a lot of tutorials, very introductory things to get you started. So.
I've got the 2 DVDs, full figure repaint. That one, it's like a 3-hour.
All right, thank you guys. I'm sorry we're kind of coming into the room.
I got more
Listen, give my hand.